This quite literally would be the perfect transfer for Real Madrid and would actually strike fear into the rest of the world, because right now Real Madrid has a problem with their front three. They have three left wingers they've been trying to put in the front three, which has kind of left them less of a threat in their attacking ways. Right now Mbappe is playing the striker position, but naturally he's a left winger. Now, on the right-hand side, they either have the new Argentinian they just signed from River Plate, or Arda Güler, or even Brahim Diaz, but not really a predominant right winger. Now, Olise would be perfect because not only is he a natural right winger, but he is an absolute baller, having double-digit goals and assists last season for Bayern Munich. This guy is an absolute stud, underrated, a top 3 right winger in the world. Now, he has some French connections with Kylian Mbappe here. The last time, though, that Kylian Mbappe was trying to make a Frenchman join Real Madrid was William Saliba, and we all know what happened there. I don't know if my man has the pull that well, because William Saliba ended up not signing for Real Madrid on a free, because he could have quite literally ran down his contract and gone to Real Madrid, but instead he signed a 5-year deal with Arsenal that pushes him for the rest of the decade to stay at the Emirates. Now, Olise, on the other hand, is still under contract. He just signed last season for Bayern Munich from Crystal Palace, and he has absolutely hit the ground running, already winning Bayern Munich a league title. Obviously, that happens almost every year, but they were bouncing back from losing the league title to Bayern Leverkusen. This man came in, and he absolutely balled out. Now, Olise here would be perfect because, him going to Real Madrid, he would literally be quite the right winger every single game. And he'd be going from, succeeding in Germany to succeeding in Spain with Real Madrid with Frenchman Kylian Mbappe. And this is what the lineup would look like. Olise, Mbappe, Vini. Now, I would go as far as to say that I would actually sell not only Rodrygo, because Rodrygo will be leaving the club 100%, because he's not even starting that many games because he's so hard-headed that he doesn't want to play right winger anymore. He wants to be a left winger at Real Madrid. So him and Vini are kind of rotating, which to me isn't really the best, because both of these guys are valued at least 80 million. So having 80 million on the pitch and 80 million on the bench for the same position doesn't really make sense. But instead, selling one of them to get funds for Olise would make a lot more sense, because in my opinion, right now, Olise is far better than Vinícius and Rodrygo. But I would go as far as to selling both Vinícius and Rodrygo and putting Mbappe full-time left winger where he rightfully wants to play and he naturally plays. And then him playing on the left, Olise on the right, and striker, bringing in any kind of striker. Harry Kane could possibly be on the move. Harry Kane is only 31, 32 years old. So you could come in and bring Harry Kane to Real Madrid. He's already succeeded, in Germany, like I said. And if you bring him to Real Madrid, that would absolutely open the floodgates for Olise and Mbappe to score tons of goals. We already see Olise do it, because Harry Kane is one of the best passers when it comes to strikers that we've ever seen. Because literally, a quote that I read was, Harry Kane would love to be at the receiving end of Harry Kane's passing. And imagine Mbappe having that kind of passing, mate. Like, he's won a little World Cup with Giroud starting as his striker. Imagine giving him Harry Kane. Mate, that would be unstoppable. And genuinely, you can even make a profit from selling Vinícius and Rodrygo and bringing in Olise and Harry Kane. Because you can literally bring those two guys for 100 million and sell Rodrygo and Vinícius for 150 million. At the end of the day, these are two Brazilians in their early to mid-20s who, one of them almost won a Ballon d'Or. The other one is highly rated from the likes of Arsenal and Man City. That could genuinely track interest from Premier League, squads. You could definitely see almost 100 million bid for at least one of the two. And then you end up going and getting Harry Kane and Olise alongside Mbappe. You already have a great midfield in Bellingham and Valverde with Tchouaméni, and then you bring in either Konate or Guehi on a free to, help out in the center back position. This Real Madrid team would be absolutely phenomenal. But what's been holding Real Madrid back, honestly, is the Brazilian left wingers they've had. And Rodrygo and Vinícius, every time you watch them play, it's not great. It's not anymore. When it was 2022, 2023, you could even say 2024, these guys were absolute ballers. And now since Mbappe's got in there, these guys have fallen off the face of the earth. All they're going through is literally, controversy after controversy, throwing themselves, fighting the players, fighting the fans. Oh, I don't want to play left wing. I don't want to play striker. That's all you hear from them. Yes, you've had, 2 Champions League to show for, but that doesn't mean now you get to do whatever you want. Cristiano Ronaldo three-peated a Champions League with Real Madrid, and you did not see this man, wanting, oh, I can't play here, I can't play there. You literally see the interview with Cristiano Ronaldo. He says, I'll play anywhere on the pitch. I just want to play. You see Ronaldo playing right wing. You'll see Ronaldo playing striker. You'll see Ronaldo playing left wing. You'll see Ronaldo playing center mid if you needed it. But not these guys. These guys are strictly left wingers, and that's what's holding Real Madrid back. Because genuinely, talent-wise, they're one of the most talented teams in the world. But when you watch them play, they're just restricted, and that's just due to the Brazilian left wingers. But if you bring in Olise with Harry Kane instead of Vinícius and Rodrygo, I'm telling you, they're gonna dominate Barcelona, Atletico. They're gonna dominate the Champions League again. But until they make that move, this team isn't going anywhere. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Would you rather keep Vinícius or sell him and okay, let me rephrase the question. Would you rather, just bring in Olise only to Real Madrid, or would you sell both Rodrygo and Vinícius and bring in Harry Kane and Olise? But anyways, thank you guys for watching.